Two-step on a Tesla, black, gotta love it. Hey, welcome back. It's been a while, but I'm excited for this video today. I'm doing a two-step correction on this Tesla, and I'm finally just about ready to start polishing. If you're interested in paint polishing and you want to see how I correct black paint, check this video out. So basically, to sum it up really quickly, the paint on this Tesla is really hard, and I had a very difficult time polishing it. It was way different than polishing the majority of vehicles. There's another detailing shop just down the road from me, so I went over and I talked to that guy and I asked him a few things about the Tesla paint, and he basically told me it was a pain in the butt. The Tesla paint is really hard, and that you got to be careful because as you're polishing it, it's really hard, and that means it's also really brittle. So spots of the paint can chip off, like on the lower bumper, stuff like that you got to think about. And just to let you know, basically, I thought this paint was going to take a two-step and it would look almost perfect. I ended up having to do a four-step on this paint, and it didn't even turn out that good. It turned out pretty good, but to me as a detailer chasing scratches, it turned out okay, pretty good. But anyway, for a four-step. So basically I had to hit it extremely hard with the Rotary twice with really aggressive cutting compound just to get borderline results. So that's what I found out on this polish. Check out this video. Maybe it can help you along the way. As I said, I did a four-step on this thing. Basically 2 steps with the Rotary and then 2 steps with the dual action to get it just right. So I just finished clay barring the entire vehicle, and as you can see, this clay bar is super dirty. I didn't get much coming up off of the hood here, but where I got a lot was. But most of the dirt came from the lower part of the car here. This is pretty bad. That's just from one door. To get the vehicle to this point, I washed it basically 3 times. I didn't record any of it because I know you've seen it so much, so I'll spare you on that. But I washed it 3 times. I did a pre-soak, I did a pH neutral wash with a physical agitation, and then after that I rinsed it, and then I foamed it up again, and then I clay barred it. So basically where we're at right now, vehicle's totally clean, it's clayed, and you can see all these crazy scratches all over the place. Now the paint, it looks pretty good, kind of. You know, if you're not really looking at it, it looks really shiny, and from a distance or maybe at nighttime, you'd swear it looked amazing, I guess you could say. But it wasn't really looking that good. It's just absolutely trashed everywhere, and I suppose this is from improper washing over years, just bringing it to the car wash as the car is covered in, you know, the winter grit and grime that we get here in Canada. So I'm going to help this owner get his vehicle back to brand new, or as close to it as possible, within reason of the budget. There isn't really much more to say than this car is just full of scratches, and I'm going to do my best to get rid of the scratches. So anyway, I'm going to try and do a test spot in the back, see how it goes. So I'll show you what polishers I'll be using in this video. I've got my Rotary on the wool. This is what I'm going to start out with, step 1. And then I'm going to finish it with this dual action polisher here. And I have it's a foam pad, and I think it's a medium hard on this pad. And then I have another DA here with a slightly smaller disc, so that I can get into tighter areas. I wish I had a 3-inch, I don't. I think this is a 6, this is a 5, and then I have a 3-inch, or I have a smaller Rotary here, 3-inch Rotary, but I also have, you know, smaller pieces too, so I'll be able to get in tight areas with this Rotary. And yeah, these are the tools. This pad here is looking pretty beat. It's about time for a new one. I like to use them all the way until they're completely cooked though, before I switch to another one. So I couldn't find my good light. And that's really unfortunate. I got to use one of these ones. So these two together here are what I'm going to be using. Just DIY gold standard and the Rotary. Get a bunch on here. Probably like 3 squirts. still a bunch of scratches in there, so I'm gonna step it up to the compound. So from what I did there, it doesn't look super great. It needs a little bit more, but I basically know what it's gonna take now. So I'm gonna have to go with the compound for a good bit and also polish for a good bit too. It's gonna take a bit longer, a little bit more passes and slower for each one. You gotta know when to stop, right? I might try a little bit longer. But yeah, that's it. All right, it looks pretty good here compared to what it was. There's still a lot of scratches left in it. I don't know how long I want to chase these scratches for. But I feel like I hit it pretty hard with the rotary, and then these scratches are still in there, so if I go any harder I could damage something. Don't want to do that. So I just finished this two-step paint correction and ceramic coating on this Tesla. It took a while, not gonna lie, a lot longer than it should have. Something that I noticed on this particular Tesla here is the paint was really hard. So The polishing took a lot longer. Basically, I was hitting this car with the most aggressive polish and pad combination that I have, and it basically did absolutely nothing to the scratches. So it took a very long time in the actual polishing, about twice as long as I would have expected just to get these results. And they're not even, the results aren't even, super great. There's some scratches here and there still, but for how much time I put into it, it should have came out better. But the paint on these Teslas, this one anyway, here in Canada, this clear coat is rock hard. And when I look at it closely, it doesn't even look like a clear coat. It looks like an epoxy. So it took a lot longer because of that. And I hope the owner is going to be happy with these results. But yeah, so basically instead of doing a 2-step on this vehicle, I basically had to do a 4-step. I hit it twice with the rotary, and then I hit it twice with the dual action. But it came out pretty good. I put ceramic coating on all the glass and all the trim. I use a different ceramic coating for the trim. It looks way better than just using the one for the paint. And I put some kind of ceramic tire coating on the tires. We'll see how ceramic that is. I have my doubts, but it's a solid brand, expensive product. It's like Gion or something. Gion ceramic tire coat. And I did some paint touch-ups for this gentleman here, the owner of this vehicle. Just some really quick paint touch-ups, nothing too fancy. But the whole hood here was just scattered with rock chips, and I touched them up just so they don't really catch the eye. But yeah, this one's all done. And I'm fairly happy with it. Like I said, it could have been better. Just the odd issue here and there. But yeah. Two-step on a Tesla, black. Gotta love it. Oh, and driving this Tesla here too, it was pretty crazy to drive this Tesla. It feels way different than a normal vehicle. Not sure if I like it or not, but the short experience with it was fun. Kind of drives like a golf cart or something. It's really weird. Push on the gas and then it brakes. But it's interesting and it feels kind of nice. The seats are also pretty nice in this Tesla, super soft. All right. See ya.